Hey guys, Maxman RC coming at you once again. Hope all of you had good holidays. I hope y'all had good Christmas. Whatever you celebrate, I hope it was good and that you enjoyed it. I also hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve, and I hope everybody can remember what they did on New Year's Eve to begin with. Now, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, what could be a good way to get the 2023 year started? And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I can make, you know, whatever resolution, which I know is only gonna last a week, if that, or I can actually do something about it, get something, if you would, that's gonna last me quite some time. I went with the latter. Now, y'all know that I'm a big fan of RedCat. All right, I've liked them for a while now. I've had a couple of the RedCats. I own a few RedCats actually. Just in case y'all didn't know, which I'm sure you already figured out. You can see actually all my crawlers are all RedCats. You can see the Gen 8 V2 sitting behind me. I also have, and yes, if you can see it, that thing does have a plow. Everything works as it should. It does have a little strobe light on the top too. Anywho, I have the Gen 8 V2. I also have their Everest 10, which was really easy to convert into a four-wheel steering rig. All you need is just a couple servos and a couple, I shouldn't say a couple, all you need is one servo. Depending on how you're going to do this, you need one servo reverse wire or a whole new receiver. And that's about it. That's really all you, oh, and the servo mounts, I'm sorry. And that's really all you need for it. Then you can either get special links from RedCat themselves, which are just the exact same thing as the front links, which are a little bent, or you can get what I did instead, hex adapters to make the wheels stand out a little bit wider. Not only does that actually help with the turning, because without any of those things, the rear wheels, when you turn them, they're gonna hit the links. So not only does it avoid hitting the links, but at the same time it gives it a little bit more stability, because that truck is just so skinny. And I'll make a video of it at one point. You've seen it throughout my channel, I'm sure. It's the one that has the immigration setup. Haha, hee hee, I'm Mexican, I had to go with the immigration setup. What can I say? I have a sense of humor, people. So but yeah, I also have one of what they call a legacy vehicle, which is their 8th scale Rockslide Super Crawler, which is like the title states, it's an 8th scale crawler. This thing's a dual motor crawler, four-wheel steering straight from the factory. I mean, this thing is ginormous. I wish I had it with me right now. I don't, unfortunately. But this thing is more of 5th scale than 8th scale. The size on this thing is humongous, and it's just so much fun to drive. It's so much fun to let people try out, because it's not gonna break. This thing is so big, it's not gonna break, and it's not like a speed demon, so they can easily go over curves. They can do whatever they want. This thing is amazing. And once again, that's gonna be another video that's gonna be coming up. Again, this one of their, what RedCat calls a legacy vehicle. It's no longer made. The vehicle came out, the model came out around 2009, if I do remember correctly. But enough blah 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 blah. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh, and lastly, I do have a RedCat Volcano too, and I know if I keep on thinking, I'm gonna be bringing up, I have this RedCat and I have this RedCat, and so let's just, like I said 2 minutes ago, done with the blah blah blah. Let's get down to the meat and the bones. So, what's the best way to get 2023 started? Then with a new RC. Now, what do I have in my hands? This right here is another RedCat, which I couldn't say no to it. Again, I like RedCats. They're good vehicles, great starter point, and if you know me, I'm your budget-friendly RC hobbyist, RC enthusiast, whatever you want to call it. And RedCat is a perfect way to get into the hobby itself, or even if you're already in the hobby, if you want a basher or something like that, RedCat's the way to go. They're decently made, and there's the parts availability is there. So if you break something, it's gonna be there for you to be able to order from the RedCat website, or from you to be able to order from Amazon, or wherever you please. The parts are gonna be there, the replacement parts. Same thing with the hop-up parts. But enough of that. So let's go on ahead and I'll show you what I have. Let's go. And welcome back. So as you can tell, this is the RedCat Piranha. It is a truggy, and it seems to be really well made. So let's go on ahead and pop this guy open. Get the handy dandy cutter. Ooh, nothing better than popping open a brand new rig. Feels like Christmas time, and it's just January 2nd, I believe, depending on when you're watching this. So, first things first. I love the design on this box. I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty badass. You cannot deny it. All right, so this is a ready-to-run vehicle. It does come with everything you'll need for it. It is a brush vehicle, so you won't be breaking any speed records. But yet again, this is a good way to get started. And I'm looking at this thing straight inside the box, and this thing, the color on this thing is nice dark blue, and when you can already see the cables in the back for the brush motor. All right, well, let's go on ahead and let's start with the box, with another box that was inside this box. So what's inside this box? Of course, your basics. All right, you have your RedCat radio. It's saying not too bad. I mean, yeah, sure, feels a little cheap, but what do we expect out of oh, I didn't even give you guys a price point on this thing. RedCat was having a sale on all of December, so I was able to pick this thing up for, I believe, 120 taxes and free shipping. And so basically, for a $120 vehicle, you know, you can't expect any high-end radio per se. But I mean, all in all, yes, it does feel a little plastically. Yes, it does feel a little cheap, but overall, it's really not that bad. It doesn't feel too cheap, and it feels like it's actually pretty decently right here. Where's my camera? There it is. Hopefully it's catching it properly. You have your steering trim, your reverse for the steering servo, and obviously a power LED light. So that's that. There's other stuff in here. We have, like I said, it is a ready-to-run vehicle, so we do have the charger for the car itself. It does use it does come, I should say, with a nickel battery, but you can definitely use a LiPo. We'll get to that in a second. So that's your charger for the vehicle itself. Again, just your basic charger. You know, this is your basic stuff. All in all, perfect for a first time RCer, or if you want to give it to your kid or whatever the case is. It's a perfect way to get started on it. So we'll put this box to the side for now, and we'll keep on going. There is one more bag right here on the side, and of course this one actually includes the rear spoiler. Like I said, this thing's actually a truggy. Okay, so the spoiler itself, if the whole shell of the car is gonna be like this, it's really not that bad. It's decent plastic. It's not really flimsy, but it's not like actual plastic. So I can see this surviving a couple hits without an issue. Of course, you do get your washers and a couple more clips to put the spoiler on, and we'll go on ahead and we'll do that in a second. And just like the other box, we'll put the spoiler to the side. And before we bring out the car, oh, what the hell, here we go. Let's bring this out, and a couple more things we want to go through here. Like I said, it does come ready to run with a nickel battery. Not bad. If, again, first timers, or you don't want to spend money on a LiPo, you want to spend money on a specialized charger like you see back there, you don't want to do any of that, this is perfect along with the charger. It'll get it up and charged. It'll do its job basically. And this is what I wasn't sure of, which actually is really nice to say, that this thing is really truly ready to run, because it even includes the batteries for the transmitter. Now, not many RCs include the batteries for the transmitter, much less the actual battery for the car. Even if it's a nickel battery, it's still, everything is here ready to run, and I can assure you this thing's gonna have enough juice to make this thing run for at least 5 minutes, just to test it out and make sure everything works on it. Put this to the side. Of course, you get your little pamphlets and your instruction manuals for them. You know, just your basic stuff. All in all, RCs, they're really common sense. But if you're really not sure about something, and even to me it's happened, I'm not sure about a setting or something, having the instruction manuals is amazing. I do have a good collection of these guys at this point. Now, for the piece de resistance, the actual car. Close up the box, and like we usually do, we'll put the car on the box. All right, let me bring you guys a little closer, and let me bring you a little, drop it a little bit lower right there. That ought to do it. Okay, so basically the car itself, it looks like it's lightweight. I'll definitely say that it is lightweight. Let me bring you guys down a little bit more here. All right, so yeah, it is decently lightweight. I want to say it's probably just a few pounds, but you know, for what it is. The tires, they're not bad, okay? I'm not gonna say, again, keep in mind that this is a basic starter RC. We're looking at under $150. So for under $150, you'll be getting this, which is not a bad deal in the long run. No matter which way you look at it, it is definitely not a bad deal in the long run. So, it is a two-wheel drive truggy. Plastic chassis. Overall, let me give you the specs on it real quick so you guys have a little bit better idea of it. And of course, all this stuff, the link to this fella, the link to the Gen 8, all that's going to be on the bottom of this video if you want to go ahead and take a look at it, and if you want to go ahead and order it, and if you purchase it through my link, it does help me out a little bit, and I would greatly thank you for that. So basically, the battery, it comes included, 2000 mAh nickel metal hydride. There's really nothing else that's needed in order to be able to run this. You have more than enough things to be able to. It is a 10 scale vehicle, two-wheel drive. You can feel that. It's a nice 10 scale vehicle with two-wheel drive. Now, I'll always be upfront and honest with you guys, and I'm always going to tell you if there's something I don't like about any of the vehicles that I have. And for example, straight up, one of the things I really don't like about the Gen 8 V2 is the body mounting, which is just hook and loop Velcro. That can get really annoying really quickly. There is ways to upgrade that without actually drilling holes into the body, but that's gonna be for the other video. Gonna be for the actual RedCat video. I'm sorry, the Gen 8 video. So we're going ahead and take off the body here. Again, the body, decently strong. It's not actually too flimsy per se. I mean, yeah, I can bend it, but will it break eventually? Yes, like any other body will. Will it break right away? I doubt it. I really do doubt it. One thing I like is that the body doesn't go all the way to the back of the vehicle. It actually stops, and because in the back of the vehicle goes, and apparently you gotta slide it in and then click it in. In the back of the vehicle is gonna go the spoiler. So we'll put the spoiler on in a second. We'll put the body to the side for now. course, you get a couple more instruction manuals. You know, be careful, caution, this and that, blah blah blah. And instead of breaking the zip tie, I just broke that piece of paper. Just gotta be careful, you don't want to rip anything else. Anyway, a battery compartment. It's really not that shabby. It does come take this guy off, and there's your battery compartment. You put your battery in here and you're all set on that. Now, the one thing I really don't like that much about this thing, one thing I really don't like much about this thing, it's 2-in-1 ESC receiver combo. So basically, if you want to change any of this out, except for the motor, if you want to change out the receiver, if you want to change out the ESC, you do have to get, if you want to change the ESC to something else, you do have to get a receiver as well, because the receiver is built into the ESC. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to any of the RCs, but again, at this price point, can't really complain about it too much. It does have a 3-wire steering servo, which usually for the 2-in-1 ESC speed controller receiver thing, it usually has a 5-wire, so having a 3-wire makes everything simpler, because that means you don't have to change out the servo either. You just need to change this guy out and add a receiver to it. You can always, looks like you could easily swap this guy out and put something else instead. So overall, it's really not that bad. You do have what looks to be a 550 brush motor in the back. And, well, let's go ahead and put the wing on. Now see, this is what I'm talking about, how this thing's gonna go. So let's go take a look at the instructions. Alright, so like I said, let's go ahead and put the wing on. With one, we go with 2. 1 clip. And apparently I'm not smart enough to put on clips. And 2 clips, that'll do. There it is, the wing. All set. Great. Let's go ahead and throw on the battery. Now please do keep in mind, this is actually my first time using this thing, so I'm not exactly 100% sure how to place everything, but it looks like it's pretty self-explanatory. Don't lose the clips. Or actually, I should say, just be ready to have multiple clips. Alright, so we got that. Let's go ahead and put the batteries on the transmitter. Cut this little piece of plastic first. And the radio actually does have very good point. Turn the radio on first. Always do that. Radio first, everything else later. Now for this, because I don't feel like opening up those batteries, I'm going to use my own. And honestly, at this point, even if the AA batteries that came with the car are dead, they're just AA batteries. So to be nitpicky about that is just, it's just not right. Alright, that is on. Let's pop on the radio. There it is. We have the radio on. Now let's plug in the battery. And power it on. And there it is. Might not have battery, unfortunately. There it goes. Yeah, I don't think. Well, were any of you expecting that? Because I sure as hell wasn't. Let's go ahead and do it again. Once more, just for fun. Apparently, that's a signal that the car is up and running and ready to go. All right. Well, interesting to say the least. Amusing. Okay, so let's check out how the servo works, how quick it is. Again, $130 car. I'm not, I'm not expecting something big. It's actually pretty decently quick for what it is. And it does seem to have a servo saver on there as well. The tires, they are rubber. They're not that squishy. And honestly, I think that's going to be one of the things that you guys are going to want to change out right away. It's going to be the tires for something a little bit better, something a little bit grippier, because these guys are going to be good for on-road. But I don't think they'll be good for anything else besides that. Now, like I said, this thing is two-wheel drive. So if you're just completely new to the RCs, or you don't even know about cars, two-wheel drive just means the rears, usually. So let's see, let's give it a quick little rip. It's really not that bad. You can already tell this is gonna be a wheelie machine. I'm sorry if y'all have to see my arm, just deal with it. So basically, yeah. Overall, 10 scale RC, two-wheel drive, comes ready to run with a nickel battery, nickel metal hydride. Though it even includes your 4 AA batteries for your transmitter. And the car in general, I mean, all in all, honestly, it does not look bad at all. I really do like the way it looks. Honestly, I was looking at I do believe it's called the SCT, which is RedCat's version of the Arma Sentin, or for you Traxxas people, the Slash. Which y'all can duke it out in the comments. To me, the Arma Sentin and the Traxxas Slash, basically the exact same vehicle, just made by different companies and just a little bit differently. But again, the same could be said about all the other, but their whole lineup between those two. So I mean, overall, again, the car does not look bad at all for what it is. And for under $150, in all honesty, this car is definitely gonna be worth it. It's got a nice little truggy shape going to it. Yeah, overall, I'm really impressed with it. Again, RedCat has hit the jackpot with this thing. If you want something starter for your kid or for whatever the reason, this is actually gonna be one of the best ways to get at it. It's a really good car. I'm gonna be bashing it tomorrow. I'm gonna try it out. Everything is supposed to be waterproof, so we're gonna be testing that out because it is rainy and foggy and crappy. So we're gonna test out the actual waterproofing on this thing. And let me go ahead and turn you guys around real quick. All right, so I lied about turning y'all around again. Don't mind the happy birthday stuff. We did have a birthday party, and it was for my wife, and she's really sentimental about stuff. So we try leaving everything as is down to the confetti. So to what we're talking about here. Overall, this RedCat, once again, I believe RedCat hit it right out of the park with this one. It's a nice size. If you go in comparison with the Gen 8 V2, it's a decently good size, a 10th scale. The only things I will change on it, I should say, I will be changing on it are gonna be the tires, because these tires, yeah, these tires are not gonna be grabbing on too much. I highly doubt that they're even gonna be able to handle wet pavement that well. So new tires will definitely be the first thing that it's gonna get. From there on out, overall, honestly, I'm very happy with this thing, and I can't wait to give this thing a shot tomorrow. I think I should say better. Actually, I know this thing was well worth, what is it right now, $130, and I'm sorry, RedCat does offer free shipping on anything over 50, I believe. Um, yeah, I do believe they do offer free shipping on anything over $50. This RedCat Piranha, by the way, it is called. I don't remember if I even mentioned that. It is the RedCat Piranha 10 scale truggy. Definitely well worth the money, and I can tell you right now, I know for a fact I'm gonna have a little fun with it. You hear it chirping? If y'all heard that chirp, yeah, hear that? Hold on. Here. That's probably a low voltage battery alarm. I gotta double check on everything on there. But overall, I mean, if this thing has a low voltage alarm as well, you really can't go wrong. Once again, this was Maxman RC with the brand new first RC car of 2023, the RedCat 10 scale 2-wheel drive Piranha. Alright guys, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope that you guys get some ideas as to what you want to get next. If you want something fun for bashing, or if you want to get something for your kids, or whatever the case is, I hope that you guys have a good idea as to what to get and what's a good thing. What would be a good start at RC if you just want to get into this hobby, or if you just want an RC to just play around with, but you don't want to go get any toy grade. This is a great way. Any of the RedCats are a great way to be able to get started into the hobby, or if you just want an RC, they're really budget friendly, and the parts availability on them is also really, really decent. I know for a fact I can go to the RedCat website and find all the parts that I need for this RedCat, for the Piranha, or for the Gen 8 that's sitting behind it. So with that being said, I will have the links to both of these vehicles, to both and Piranha, down in the description below. Take a look at them. If you like them, or if you want to pull the trigger on them, I do get a little kickback, and I do appreciate that. And honestly, I don't even care about about that. But as long as you guys are having fun, that's all that really matters. Also, if you guys are enjoying my content, if you guys just want to be nice, go on ahead, and if I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would go on ahead and buy me a coffee. Link will be at the description down below as well. It's not needed, but it does help a little bit when it comes to the fuel that I use to go back and forth, to the bash pots, or to help me get as you can see behind me, better equipment for recording. The microphone that I'm wearing right now, I'm sorry if y'all heard that, the microphone I'm wearing right now is actually much better than my old one. My old one just decided to just die out on me, and it was because of people donating through either my PayPal or just actually face to face with the people that know me, that I'm able to upgrade these things and bring you a little bit better content. So that was it for now, guys. This was Maxman RC. I hope you enjoyed this. You guys have a good night, and stay tuned for the bash video and for the real test on this thing tomorrow. Deuces.